megastars, the millionaires, the masterminds. Seriously wealthy, glamorous and influential. They are the rich and famous. They are Hollywood. They own Hollywood. Safe to say, this elite group don't audition anymore because they're already box office gold. Tom Hanks is one of the most trusted celebrities in the world. There are world leaders that would kill for just some of this guy's cred. When he appears on film, we believe every tale he tells. And that's what makes Tom Hanks box office gold. Hanks has appeared in 18 films that grossed over $100 million. The actor wasn't always the regular guy we know and love. As a child, Hanks was a painfully shy geek who had a reputation for yelling out stupid comments in class. Thankfully, he found theatre at a young age and a passion to pour his heart into. From his breakout performance in Ron Howard's 1984 romantic comedy Splash to his highly anticipated appearance in The Da Vinci Code in 2006, Tom Hanks has rarely been without work in Hollywood. That means he's had his fair share of flops, but when Hanks has a hit, he has a hit. Hanks and fellow actor Tom Cruise are the only two actors in history to have 7 consecutive $100 million blockbusters. The actor says that along the way, through a process of self-discovery, his work has developed, becoming less pretentiously fake and more lucrative into the bargain. Sleepless in Seattle, the first of his winning pairings with Meg Ryan, grossed up to $300 million worldwide. Then came Forrest Gump, the summer hit of 1994, pulling in an audience of every age and a staggering $680 million. When Hanks read the script for Forrest Gump, he saw it, he said, as one of those grand, hopeful movies that the audience can go to and feel some hope. It was a familiar feeling from his cinema experiences as a child and something he wanted to share.
I still feel the same way about it as I did when I was in college, or I had my first equity card in my back pocket. It is the most fun that you could possibly have. It's invigorating. I feel a little bit more alive, I think, at the knowledge that both of us do, I think. When we know that we have a job and we're going into it, there is nothing that is somehow more exciting. It's never gone away.
His choices to voice characters in popular animations like Toy Story, Polar Express and The Ant Bully are also part of his nostalgic desire to delight audiences. But what sealed Tom Hanks' fate at the top of the A-list was his Best Actor Oscar for Forrest Gump, coming straight after his Academy Award the previous year for the meatier role of a gay lawyer battling AIDS and discrimination in Philadelphia. It was said the success of Philadelphia belonged to Hanks, who was, critics said, flat out terrific in the film. The actor's next massive earner was 1998's Saving Private Ryan, the World War II epic directed by Steven Spielberg on a budget of $70 million, made over $485 million and was widely acclaimed. Tom Hanks received an unprecedented $40 million for the role, plus a percentage of the film's profits, which took his earnings during this booming year to $75 million. Rumour has it that Tom Hanks is about to become the highest paid actor of all time when he reprises his role as Dr. Robert Langdon from The Da Vinci Code in the prequel, Angels and Demons. He is predicted to earn $50 million for the performance. So, how does this man of conscience deal with the outrageous price for his services and being an American icon? The star says it's all limousines, autographs, sunglasses, incognito vacations, bodyguards, and houses with gates. In short, he says it's not that much fun being an icon. Oh, I don't know. He looks pretty happy to me. She strides the red carpet like a goddess, yet it's her down-to-earth style fans love. She is Charlize Theron. After her Oscar win for Monster in 2004, Charlize Theron earned $10 million for her next two films, North Country and Aeon Flux, making her one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood. But is an Oscar really the golden key to a long and lucrative career? History is not so sure. The Academy Awards, telecast annually and seen by an estimated 1 billion people worldwide, can boost the global bankability of the film and the star. Take Russell Crowe, who won for Gladiator. He saw his star power skyrocket. And winners Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts, Denzel Washington and Halle Berry have all remained big stars. But it hasn't worked for everyone. Just think of the winners of the past decade who haven't exactly become box office gold. Mira Sorvino, Helen Hunt, Roberto Benigni and Adrian Brody. Paging Marissa Tomei. Oscar can be a jinx. Hilary Swank and Nicole Kidman have gone on to film some forgettable flops after their prestigious wins. Both stars have yet to gain the drawing power of a Drew Barrymore or Cameron Diaz. Charlize Theron, the South African-American actress and former fashion model, is made of stronger stuff and is proving a good match for the Oscar jinx. Theron grew up as the only child on her parents' farm near Johannesburg, South Africa. In fact, Theron's first language is Afrikaan. At 15, Theron witnessed the death of her father, an abusive alcoholic. Her mother shot him in self-defense during an attack. Although the police laid no charges against Theron's mother, it was a baptism of fire for the young Theron and one she would never forget. Modelling proved a way out for the statuesque blonde when she won a modelling contract in Milan. And with encouragement, she made her way across the Atlantic to Hollywood. Charlize Theron's acting career skyrocketed in the late 1990s with box office successes like The Devil's Advocate, The Cider House Rules and Mighty Joe Young. And if anyone was in doubt about the actress's abilities, they need only meet her face-to-face as serial killer Aileen Wuornos, though not in a dark alley, I hope. Charlize Theron's performance in Monster was described as one of the greatest performances in the history of cinema. Besides the physical transformation brought on by weight gain and makeup, Theron changed her voice, gestures, walk, and even mastered the deep South Florida accent. The total transformation was comparable, they say, to Robert De Niro's Raging Bull. While it's crucial to get down and dirty for a film role, it's still fun being a girl. Charlize Theron has become the new face of best-selling Christian Dior perfume J'adore, earning up to $5 million for the 3-year gig. That should keep the wolves from the door, along with the strenuous schedule of film projects. Luckily, the tough cookie can take it. Directors say Charlize is a virtuoso. She is an actress who has both great application and stamina. She can sustain the most difficult emotion take after take and be at once strong, strident and maddening. Looks like Theron just might have what it takes to beat the Oscar jinx. It's a world away from the time the spunky actress was discovered by a talent scout in a Hollywood bank yelling at a bank teller for refusing to cash her check. In fact, I doubt you'll ever see this star in a bank queue again. Will Smith. He's the Fresh Prince turned king of the world. Smith has been described as the most powerful actor on the planet. He's been asked to save the world in many of his films, and he's done it with a smile on his face and a wink to the camera. Will Smith is one of an elite group who have enjoyed major success in music, TV and film. From rap artiste to self-styled sitcom star to motion picture leading man, his rise to fame and fortune has been rapid and steep. Will Smith burst onto the screen with two hugely successful summer blockbusters. In 1996's Independence Day, he played a fearless fighter pilot, flying the film to a rocketing $820 million in the box office. Then came the peerless Men in Black, where he played the comic and confident Agent J against Tommy Lee Jones's deadpan Agent K. Audiences were charmed to pieces by Smith's Agent J, and the two blockbusters together established Smith as a hotly bankable star whose appeal across age, race and gender lines could now open a film at the box office. Will Smith was paid $5 million for each of these film roles. Now he demands upwards of $20 million in fees and a two-story trailer. A string of lead roles in smash hits followed, like Men in Black 2, Bad Boys 2, Hitch and I, Robot, keeping the actor very busy indeed. Smith even broke the world record for attending a head-spinning 3 premieres in a 24-hour time span. One of his most enjoyable creative experiences has been the true-life rags-to-riches story of the pursuit of happiness, pairing up with his own young son, Jaden. The story of a homeless man who becomes a stockbroker is the kind of story Smith believes in, striving for excellence and letting nothing stop you reaching the top. Attending premieres in limousines is a far cry from the star's first job. As an installer of supermarket freezers with his father, he still has nightmares about supermarket basements that he describes as the nastiest places on earth.
For a lot of years.
Although Smith was raised on the sensible concept of saving money, it's not a philosophy he spouts now. Spend every dime, says Will Smith, on whatever your dream is. Don't have a dime in the bank. Spend it on your dream. He has. His castle in Calabasas, California cost $20 million to build and has its own lake, full-size basketball and tennis courts. Amongst his extravagances, Will Smith reportedly pays $2,500 a month for an animal psychiatrist when he notices his 4 Rottweilers are feeling down. The actor also owns Treyball Development Incorporated, a Beverly Hills-based company named after his first son, Trey, that markets prestige homes and products for a lifestyle of luxury and exclusivity. Luxury is not a privilege, says Smith, it's a basic necessity. And he ought to know. Smith has been consistently listed in Fortune magazine's Richest 40 list of the 40 wealthiest Americans under the age of 40. Smith and his family have several homes on Star Island, Florida, Los Angeles, Sweden, and in Philadelphia. The black actor says that in Hollywood there is racism, but on a certain level, everyone's green. The colour of money, that is. The star admits people will always make films with me, as long as I keep putting butts on seats. Steven Spielberg, master storyteller and box office gold. In the fickle world of cinema, there are very few names you can splash across a billboard to ensure a film's financial success. Tom Hanks, Will Smith perhaps, or George Lucas. These names will probably make you millions, but there's only one surefire guarantee: Steven Spielberg. Spielberg is a 3-time Academy Award winner and is the highest-grossing filmmaker of all time. His films have made nearly $8 billion internationally, winning the director a net worth of $3 billion. It's the emotional storytelling, the soaring music scores, the epic themes, the thrilling action sequences, and his mastery of suspense. What more could you want for the price of admission? During the 1970s, 80s and 90s, 3 of his films, Jaws, E.T. and Jurassic Park, became the highest grossing films for their time. His sci-fi and adventure films were the archetype of modern Hollywood blockbuster filmmaking. In recent years, he has tackled emotionally powerful issues such as the Holocaust, slavery, war and terrorism. Spielberg was born to make films. At 16, he wrote and directed his first independent movie, a 140-minute science fiction adventure with a budget of $400. Not long later, Spielberg became the youngest director ever to be signed to a long-term deal with a major Hollywood studio, Universal. First, there was Jaws. The $8.5 million film made $260 million. Steven Spielberg was now the it boy of Hollywood, and the world was afraid to go back in the water. The director had single-handedly invented the summer blockbuster, including the mega-successful Indiana Jones franchise. Raiders of the Lost Ark is still considered a landmark example of the action genre today. Spielberg returned to his beloved science fiction genre and created a lasting gift to the world, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, the love story of a boy and an alien. E.T. went on to become the top-grossing film of all time until it was beaten by another of his films, Jurassic Park, in 1993. E.T. was also nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. Spielberg was now the major player in Hollywood. Aside from his own monstrously successful projects, he has gone on to produce smash hits for others like the Back to the Future trilogy and Men in Black. Steven Spielberg earned an enviable position. He could direct not only what his imagination, but now what his heart and conscience dictated, resulting in films like Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Amistad and Munich. The director can have fun with a thriller, like 2002's Catch Me If You Can, that would make a beefy $164 million at the US box office. And then rev up to shoot an apocalyptic battle between humans and evil aliens in 2005's War of the Worlds. With a budget of $203 million, War of the Worlds is the most expensive film ever made. Spielberg earns over $295 million annually, and that means about $250,000 for an hour in the director's seat. Now middle-aged, Spielberg has reached a peak undreamed of by most directors. He has complete artistic and financial control over every single project. But his bottom line has always been to entertain, to give audiences a great time. And he's not done yet. Johnny Depp, the eccentric and mercurial actor, a magician that has audiences lining up to see what more he has up his sleeve. From his first appearance on TV, the public wanted Johnny Depp. Only he wanted to be wanted on his own terms, and that would take a little longer. Fox police drama series 21 Jump Street debuted on television in 1987 with Depp in the leading role. Much to Depp's annoyance, he became an instant teen idol. He said he felt forced into the role of product. Unfortunately, he had signed up for 4 years on the small screen, and that meant 4 years of teenage adulation. Depp promised himself that after his contract on the series expired, he would only appear on film, and in films that he felt were right for him. When Johnny Depp exited 21 Jump Street, the program folded. Depp had been the drawcard, and he has been ever since. Resisting pressure to bloom into a matinee idol, Johnny Depp's role choices have been offbeat, eccentric, and always surprising. Starting with the whimsical Edward Scissorhands in 1990, Johnny Depp began a long creative relationship with director and visionary Tim Burton. Depp credits Burton with shaping him as an artist. The long association produced Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow and Corpse Bride. In each, Johnny Depp plays an iconic loser. As critically acclaimed as these films were, Depp calls them studio-defined failures and box office poison, blaming the film studios for not understanding the films and not knowing how to market them. That all changed with 4 little words: Pirates of the Caribbean. Depp loved the role of suave pirate Captain Jack Sparrow, and so did the studio accountants. Studio bosses disliked Depp's performance at first, modelled on Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards, but audiences loved it.
You know, the thing is, it has been a blast for me, getting to, being on the kind of the creation of Captain Jack and watching him, evolve. Would I do a 4, a 5, and a 6 and onwards? If all the ducks were in a row, as it were, yeah, sure, why not? But at the same time, if it's time to put something to bed, may as well put it to bed.
The second Pirates film proved to be a success beyond Walt Disney Pictures' wildest dreams, breaking records worldwide the day of its premiere. In the end, it acquired a total of over $1 billion worldwide, becoming the third and fastest film to reach this staggering amount. The complete trilogy has grossed over $2.7 billion worldwide. Johnny Depp earns over $42 million a year. That's $168,000 a day and $21,000 an hour. And that's a shipload of doubloons in anyone's language. Depp says the character of Captain Jack Sparrow has given him so much, turning him into a bona fide superstar. He says the Pirates movie have afforded his family a certain luxury. You can say that again. He and his young family divide their time between Los Angeles, a villa in France, and a 45-acre island in the Bahamas. Not bad for a high school dropout. And when asked why he hides his box office good looks behind strange wigs, fake teeth and theatrical makeup, he says he doesn't want to bore us with the same dish every time. Well, Johnny, we're not bored yet.